Здравствуйте, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday, May 8th, 2024. I'm Joe Pratt, keeping you informed of what's happening in the world. Happy birthday to those of you born on this date. You share a birthday with Addie Florschutz, Harry Truman, David Attenborough, he's 98 today, Don Rickles, Ricky Nelson, Ronnie Lott, and Enrique Iglesias. Israel has opened up a border crossing to get humanitarian aid through. The crossing at Kerem Shalom is a key terminal for getting aid through. The crossing was closed over the weekend because Hamas launched a rocket that killed 4 Israeli soldiers. Israel has closed the Rafah crossing between Gaza and Egypt. Seizing the Rafah crossing did not appear to be the full-scale invasion of the city that Israel had promised. A Georgia appeals court has agreed to take up the case of Fani Willis and perhaps remove her from the case. Trump's team said that Fani Willis and William Wade had a conflict of interest and misconduct in the case. The judge removed Wade from the case but allowed the case to go through. Trump's team is appealing that ruling, stating their belief that the case should be dismissed because of impropriety by the prosecution, namely Fani Willis. Judge Aileen Cannon has indefinitely suspended the Trump classified documents case in Florida. She cited legal disputes around classified evidence as the reason. 4 people were arrested, charged, and convicted of a ballot fraud scheme in Arizona. One of the 4 was a member of the San Luis, Arizona City Council, and one was the former mayor of San Luis. Of the 4, all were given probation, 2 were fined $2,500, and one, a Ms. Fuentes, was given 30 days in jail. MIT scientists have made a discovery that light can vaporize water without any heat involved. That is something scientists didn't know before. The application could be used in clean energy and desalination. In sports, the NBA playoff, Boston beat Cleveland last night by 25, and Oklahoma City beat Dallas by 22. Tonight, the Knicks and Pacers face off for Game 2 in their series. The Knicks lead 1-0. And Rudy Gobert of Minnesota won the Defensive Player of the Year for the 4th time, which ties the all-time record with Ben Wallace and Dikembe Mutombo. Jelly Roll is celebrating more than a Grammy nomination. I'm referring to the country singer who goes by the name of Jelly Roll. He just completed a 5K race in California, and he has lost 70 pounds. If he keeps that up, he won't have the name Jelly Roll much longer. James Taylor is going on his first concert tour in 7 years. He's 76, still performing. He's the first music artist to have a top 10 album in each of the last 6 decades, starting in the 1970s. Taylor Swift was named after James Taylor, by the way. In our Mother's Day segment today, a couple interesting facts about this Sunday's special day. There are more phone calls made on Mother's Day than any other day of the year. It is the 3rd highest selling holiday for flowers and plants behind Christmas and Hanukkah. Normally, Mother's Day is the busiest day of the year for restaurants. A Florida 17-year-old was awarded the Carnegie Hero Award for saving the life of a drowning woman. The award is given to people who risk their own life to save others. The 17-year-old Thompson jumped into a fast-moving canal that gathered rainwater and rescued a woman that had been trying to get out on her own but couldn't as she was floating down the fast-moving canal. She was exhausted, and he had to swim about 80 feet to get to her. He will get a scholarship as part of his award. A 59-year-old woman has set the world record, for the longest time in an abdominal plank position. Say that 10 times fast. Donna Jean Wild from Alberta, Canada, held a plank position for 4 hours, 19 minutes and 55 seconds. That, I'll bet, is harder than it seems. We've all seen this in the movies, but 3 men were recently rescued on a deserted island by spelling out the word help on the sand with leaves that they had gathered, palm leaves. The men were in Micronesia and took off on a boat trip by outboard motor that was about 100 miles away. The 3 men didn't return after 6 days, and relatives called authorities who went looking for them. The city of Baltimore has a clever way of cleaning up Baltimore Harbor of trash. They've installed a Mr. Trash wheel, which gathers up trash as it floats by in the harbor and dumps it into a bin where it's gathered and incinerated. They have 4 of these machines now, and they've gathered up 5.2 million pounds of trash since it was first installed in 2014. A British man has accomplished his goal and run his 100th marathon with an average time of 3 hours and 21 minutes. Steve Edwards, at 61 years old, recorded in the Guinness Record Book the fastest average time, or accumulated time, if you want to look at it that way. Edwards is one of 51 people who are known to have completed 1,000 marathons, but all the other 50 had times averaging over 4 hours. It has taken Steve Edwards 43 years to accomplish the 1,000 marathons, and for those of you mathematically challenged, it comes out to just over 23 marathons a year. And firefighters in Florida were called to a local Starbucks to handle a disturbance at the drive-through window. Nobody could get through the drive-through, and employees weren't able to help the customer because it was an alligator blocking traffic, just sitting there doing nothing. So firefighters were able to relocate him from the Starbucks to the nearest pond. Well, alligators are pretty sluggish in the morning. Joe Pratt, make it a great day.